All right, let's talk about Google Drive. If you have ever, and I mean ever, found yourself just mind-numbingly creating the same project folders again and again, then you are in the right place. We're going to dive into a simple but honestly incredibly powerful tool that is going to save you a ridiculous amount of time. So, does this look familiar? You kick off a new project. Maybe you are onboarding a new client, or it's time for the monthly reports. And what do you have to do? You have to build that perfect folder structure from scratch every single time. It is such a common headache, but trust me, there is a much, much better way. But, before we get to the awesome solution, let's just take a second to talk about the problem, what I call the manual folder nightmare. Because let's be real, we've all been there. Oh, yeah, the old way. You right-click, new folder, you name it. Okay, then you double-click to go inside that folder. Right-click, new folder, name it Docs. Then you do it again for Images, and another one for Reports, and then you do it all over again for the next project. It feels like you're being productive, but really, it's just busy work. And here is the real kicker. It's not just that it's slow, it is a recipe for disaster. I mean, did you call it Images this time, but last month you called it Graphics? Oh shoot, did you forget to add the final report subfolder? This whole manual thing just leads to these messy, inconsistent structures all over your drive, and it makes it way harder for everybody to find what they're looking for. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because it is so much better. It is time for a smarter way to handle your folders. So, meet the Folder Duplicator. What is it? Well, at its core, it's really just a Google Sheet with a clever little script running in the background. And its one and only job is to take a master folder, your perfect template, and copy it exactly, with all its files and subfolders, into any other folder you want. Now, I know what you're thinking. Google Apps Script? That sounds complicated. But don't let that scare you, okay? You don't need to know a single line of code. Just think of it like this. The Google Sheet you see? That's just a simple, friendly control panel. All the heavy lifting, all the complex stuff, is done by a powerful engine running under the hood. You just have to press the button. So let's actually look at this control panel, and I'll show you just how easy it is to use. And I'm not kidding, it's about as simple as it could possibly be. It all comes down to 3 little steps. First, you tell it what to copy by pasting in the source folder's ID. Second, you tell it where to put the copy by pasting the destination folder's ID. And third, you click a button that says Start Duplication. That is literally it. And this is what it looks like. The interface is super clean. You just open up the Google Sheet, you paste that source ID right there in cell A2, then you paste the destination ID right next to it in cell B2, then you just go up to the custom menu, click Start, and the tool takes over. And the best part is you're not left wondering, did it work? Nope, that status cell gives you instant feedback. You'll either see a beautiful success message pop up, or it'll tell you exactly what went wrong, like maybe an ID was wrong or there was a permissions issue, so you know exactly what to fix. There's no guesswork at all. Now, to make sure you get that awesome success message every single time, there are just 3 simple rules you gotta follow. And don't think of them as restrictions. Think of them as your personal checklist for a perfect copy. Yep, just 3. That's all it takes to make sure this thing runs perfectly every time. Let's walk through them real quick. Okay, rule number 1, you need valid folder IDs. The easiest way to think about these is like a street address for your folders in the giant city of Google Drive. You can find this long string of letters and numbers right in the folder's URL in your browser. Just get the addresses right, and the delivery will be flawless. Rule number 2 is all about permissions. See, the script is working on your behalf, so that means you need to have at least editor access, or be the owner, of both the folder you're copying from and the folder you're copying to. It makes sense, right? The script can't peek inside a locked box or put stuff in a place where you don't have the keys. And finally, rule number 3. This one is super important. You cannot, I repeat, cannot try to copy a folder into itself or into one of its own subfolders. If you did that, you'd basically create an infinite loop. It's like trying to pack a box inside a smaller box that's already inside the first box. Your brain just broke, right? Well, the script is smart enough to catch this and will give you an error, preventing you from creating a digital black hole. So you follow those 3 simple rules. What's the payoff? Well, it's huge. This is where automation really starts to change your entire workflow for the better. So let's just recap the good stuff. You get a perfect, exact copy every single time. This forces consistency across all of your projects, which is amazing. The interface is so simple that anyone on your team can use it no matter how tech-savvy they are. It's a true one-click tool that gives you clear feedback, which means you can say goodbye to all those silly manual errors we talked about earlier. When it comes right down to it, it's all about this. You save a ton of time, you prevent those frustrating little errors, and you finally ensure a consistent, organized digital space for everyone on your team. And that really brings us to the final, and I think the most important question. When you automate a boring task like this, you get time back in your day. So what are you going to do with it? What are the bigger, more important problems you're going to solve? What's the creative work you're going to focus on now that you are free from the manual folder nightmare? That right there is the real power of a tool like this. Thanks for tuning in.